how to know what do you truly want. Looks like that's the thing. Like that's the question you ask yourself so much. Do I truly want that or not really? Last week, hey Mike, great to see you here. So last week I added a brand new module to my program Powerful as Fuck, a program on understanding your desires. And what's fun about this is it wasn't the module I planned to be there. Hey Michael, it wasn't the module I planned to have there. It was the module that you, like people in, ask me so many times to actually add there. Like, Coti, how to know? How to know? Hey, thank you. Like I have a filter on, so like, yeah. But like, back to the topic. All right. Is that truly a thing, to know what do we want, to know what are our true desires and what are just like desires from our heads? And looks like yes, it's actually is a thing. Why? Because it's so popular that we want something, but because it seems silly, crazy, no one have done it before, right? You are like, okay, like, that's not what people have, that's not what people do, so I won't be caring about it. And on the other side, there is this pressure from society. We are constantly taught that, okay, like having this means success, having this means success, like everybody wants this, and then we start thinking that, oh my god, so probably I also want like those things. Like, see on the fashion, right? When we all like the same things. Like, take a look and notice it. Like, how much of that, of what we think we want, is what we think we want. And then, so how we know we manifested something we just thought we wanted, but it wasn't a genuine desire. It's there and we don't care. It's there and you're like, okay, so I manifested it, and like, what now? I have a hot coffee, I need to like put it aside. Alright, it's there and like, and what, like nothing changed. It's there. I thought it will make me happy, and like I'm still not happy. Like, what's wrong? And there is absolutely nothing wrong. It's just that it wasn't genuinely the thing you wanted, and it's like absolutely nothing wrong with that. Actually, I love some of my experiences, some of my like handmade, let's call it manifestation, right? Because it really showed me that what truly matters, what's really worth the time I put into manifesting something, the focus, what's really worth it is the things I truly, genuinely care about. Hey, great to see you. Yeah, and since I started doing this, I really started manifesting what I want. Even if sometimes some of my desires, if you watch my yesterday stories, I think they are like still on, right? It was like 2 weeks ago. I was like, okay, but I need to get a drum. I need to get a drum. And it was like so crazy. It was like, okay, but like what for? Why? But I just followed it. And it was, oh my god, it was such a great decision for me and for my well-being. And like since then, since I have it, like drumming is my main hobby and my main way how I meditate, basically. Alright, so yeah, just like following the desires. Okay, but it may be a little bit like too complicated. If you like listen to me right now and you're like, okay, so how do I know if what I think I want is what I want? Then listen to this. If you think that I want it, I genuinely want it, just assume it. That's the best test on if what you think you want is what you want. If that's so easy, if that's easy to assume that thing that you're thinking about, it's this. It's crazy. We think that manifesting what we want the most will be the hardest, and probably that's the explanation why so many people already know manifestation but actually never even start manifesting and are like stuck in this loop. So yeah, I will be testing it forever. I will be manifesting, seeing this number of a car, and I will manifest they are stuck manifesting things they don't care about, and they call it, so I'm testing the law, and if I will test it enough, I will know that it works enough. I will know enough that it works. I will start manifesting things I truly care about. That's the best way, one of the most effective ways to stay stuck forever and to actually never change your life. Like, if you just get triggered and you think that, oh my god, that can be me, stop. Grab the things that you truly want. You have so many desires. We all have so many desires, and the thing is, it's the easiest to manifest things we genuinely want. They are the easiest to assume. Why? Because the satisfaction, the fulfillment, this energy that we truly want is in them. And whenever we assume it, it feels like, it's done. It's the relief. It's this inner pleasure and inner peace. You have to, I hope you exactly know what I'm talking about, but if not, you have to test it. So if you have the thing you want to manifest and you can easily assume it, that's it. That's your true desire. If you have any issues around this, if you have any issues around assuming your desire, right? You can't keep a state, you can't nail a scene, it never feels done. There's a big sign, there's a big information for you that that's not the thing. That what you're trying to manifest is or a middle. Middles tend to be the hardest, guys, to assume. Why? What's the middle? So middle is anything that takes you, a little bit in the direction of what you want, but not fully there. So you're halfway to it, or one step towards it, but you are not fully there. There's no satisfaction. It's still not done. Or manifesting is manifesting middles. It's manifesting a conditions, right? Oh, I see a question here. If you are watching with me right now and you have any questions, the best related to what I'm talking about, please type them in the chat box. When I will finish, when I will finish my thoughts, I will answer all of the questions. All right? Or sometimes it's easy to think that we need to manifest the conditions, right? The 3D conditions. Okay, so I want that, and to achieve that in 3D, I need to pass this exam, or that thing needs to happen. And then the focus goes on fulfilling the condition. And still, it's so hard to nail it. It's still unsure, because in reality, even if we pass this exam, even if we will do anything that on a 3D side seems like, yeah, that's everything that needs to be done, it's still, our desire is still not fulfilled. Like, it's the real thing to start with an end, to basically, right, know what's the end desire I have. Not, okay, what will like actually make me a little bit like happier right now? What would move me towards what I want? But to imagine, to feel from the ultimate end of what you want. And then after that, talking from the experience, okay, and make it your experience also. Anything that you want, anything that needs to happen in a 3D, any like text messages, any exams that needs to be like passed, and like so on and so on and so on, it will happen. Truly, it will happen. Take that leap of faith and test it, okay? Especially if you are fighting with assuming something for too long and it doesn't work. You can't assume it. You're like fixated about the thing. Oh yeah, that's another thing. And that's the hard like truth and the hard like pillow to swallow for a lot of us. It's, yeah, that if you are obsessed on something, that's usually a 3D thing. It can be a job, it can be a relationship with a specific person, or any other like very specific thing, like specific like 3D terms speaking. It's not about it. It's a sign that you see getting this thing again as a condition to get what you truly want. Maybe you think that, okay, only this job can make you successful. Maybe you think that only this person can make you loved the way you want to be loved. And that is never true. It doesn't mean that you can't end up with that person. It just means that anything on the outside of you can be a source for anything inside of you. And to manifest that thing that you are obsessing over, maybe for years in some cases, yeah, it can be money, right? It can be money. It's like extreme example with specific jobs and specific people, but for a lot of us, it's actually money that we think, okay, I have to have it first, and then like I will feel that, and that will happen. Meanwhile, that's just something that we think is a condition to get something we want. If we are chasing money, that's very often freedom. Freedom of expressing ourselves, freedom of time, and freedom of enjoying the life. That's like usually those three. And how we need to do it, how we need to manifest that thing, how to magically stop struggling and manifest that thing, yeah, is to go till the end. So leave the money, the person, the job, the car, whatever the specific thing is on the side, and focus on feeling, focus on the energy that you think it will give you. Embody the freedom, embody the love you want. And that solves the problems, and that can bring, like, just changing this approach, flipping that focus can change so much in a very short time. It's like the ultimate how to get unstuck advice there. Focus on the true end, and in this true end is you feeling something. And anything that will be there with you in 3D, it will be manifested from this energy. But first, you need to go there with your heart, with your feeling. Alright? So that basically, like, go to the end. Okay, and here's that thing. So how do you go to the end? If you know, okay, so Koti, that's my case. It was this thing I want. And after I listened what you say, I think that, yeah, it may be a middle. But, okay, but then what's my end? I'm like, I can't truly figure it out. Here, 2 questions. Why and what for? Ask yourself why I want this, why I want this job, why I want the money, why I want this person. And now, like, there's that small trap there. It's like to justify, yeah, I want it because I'm worthy of the like, don't go there, okay? It's like, yeah, it's like, what for? So if that's here manifested, if your manifestation is present in your life, what's changed? What's changed? How your life looks like? This question in like 2 forms, why and what for, is for that. Okay, so why I want the money? I want the money to quit the job that I have right now because I hate it so much. I want the money to be able to sleep in the morning as long as I want to sleep. I want the money because I love, I don't know, seafood, and that's expensive, and I want to eat it every day, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. And why you do it? First of all, what happens is you start feeling it in all of those situations, in all of those changes that your manifestation will bring. When you think about it, you start feeling that energy, you start feeling that feeling. That's the secret. And it's never an emotion, it's more like a knowing, like you sense, it's like sensing another world, like something like that, right? So it's easy to call it an energy. You feel that, and that what you feel there is, hey, is that feeling you need, the feeling you need to stay, the feeling you need to sustain that. So that's like one thing. The second thing, all of those, like your reasons why. So manifesting, eating seafood, right, and like sleeping long, and and so on and so on and so on. All of those are your perfect scenes to imagine. It's like every single day there's someone asking me, Koti, but what scene would imply that I have this? And I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because on the 3D level, we may want the same things, but our motivation, like what we truly want from it, may be different, right? Think about it. Like so many people swear and like truly have great relationships. Still, yeah, they have different relationships. They don't do, it's not like one pattern, like one way only to have a great relationship. No, it needs to be like customized, personalized, right? So your true reasons for wanting whatever you want to manifest in 3D are very, very personal, right? So you have money and I have money, but what we do with our money is, yeah, it's not the same thing, how we decide to spend it. And here in this like spending it is actually how we enjoy it. The desire is revealed because actually money is always middle, right? It's always a middle to have something else. No one wants just, a coins to keep in your jar unless you are a collector, but then we're talking actually something else than like strictly manifesting money, right? So why and what for? Working with those two questions. So answering yours, okay, how I want the manifestation, I want to change my life. What I expect to be changed, what I expect to be transformed. It helps you feel it, and it helps you really like see through what's coming. Like please do it with some of your desires that you think, oh my god, it's like it seems so far away. Truly, it will stop feeling this way, like so far away, when you will truly answer yourself, okay, but what do I truly want? How I want that change to show up in my 3D. Because it's so easy to say, yeah, I want $1 million, okay, or I want money, and then it's like, oh my god, it will bring the change. And it's like, oh, but I don't know what that change is, right? When you know what that change is, you truly understand your desire. It immediately starts to feel closer to you, more accessible. And then sometimes it's like you see that you are just telling yourself that you are just like pushing some of your desires away. For example, you want like, okay, so I want money. And I want money because I want to leave the job that I have right now because I hate it. And I also want to have the time to start painting again. And the fun fact is that you can already start painting. You don't necessarily have to wait for you to have the money and to leave the job, We condition so many desires and push them for a year later, living in this thing called waiting mode, like too often. And it's so easy to do, for all of us, like me included, because our brains, our mind just likes thinking in shortcuts. And that's why we have consciousness, to actually unpack it and understand it. So taking everything what I was talking about, all right, taking it all together, understanding your desires And it can be done with such an easy way. I just like asking yourself, okay, why and what for I want it, what's behind it. It's a perfect way to leave the waiting mode, to speed up your manifestation, to get unstuck, and to invite so much more satisfaction in your life. Why? Because then, instead of chasing the middles and being like, oh my god, but like nothing's happening, oh my god, nothing's happening, or manifesting things that you think you want, right? Being just like, okay, I will test it, da 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 da. Because if something is just an idea, it's not a genuine desire, and you will ask yourself, okay, why I truly want it, things that will show up will be, okay, but yeah, I want my neighbors to be jealous, I want to show it on Instagram. It's like, yeah, it's like about like status and just feeling more, it's about more self-worth. In the end, there's no desire. It's actually like empty fake thing that appeared to your head because you were like so many times you heard that, yeah, you should want it because so many people want it. 2 questions: why and what for can start changing your life so you can understand your desires. Okay, let me take a look on the questions. And the first question that showed up here is how can we use meditation to manifest something? And we don't use manifesting to manifest unless you ask about SATs, because SATs, entering this meditative state when our like mind is more receptive for anything we like feed it with, right? And it's just like so easy to feel what we want, the reality that we want to manifest, like here and there. That's a meditative state, but that's not truly a meditation. So asking me, no, meditation is something different than manifesting. And meditation can be a part of your manifesting lifestyle, but it doesn't have to be. Simple as that. Okay, maybe I won't read that question. I will just repeat that every time you get obsessed about some specific thing, a person, job, money, table, whatever that is, ask yourself why and what for you want it. Because that thing that you crave so much is representation of something. It holds some energy that you actually want. And this is your true desire, that if you will start feeling, it may bring like this exact thing that you want in the most effortless way. Do we have something? What can you say about hard work to achieve success? Like, why you even ask this question here? Because it depends what actually working hard means for you. Many times, after we assume something, we start in a 3D because, like, often things need to actually be done in a 3D in order for us to achieve something, right? If you want pizza, you may find yourself making it. You can find yourself calling for it or like going somewhere to get it, right? Like, yeah, some actions to be done. If you want to be a doctor, lawyer, a rocket scientist, or get like any skill, there will be working for it. The question is, yeah, if that will be a struggle or actually a pleasure. If we talk struggle, if you mean like, yeah, working hard, like, oh yeah, like working my ass off and like, oh my god, like going crazy for something, yeah, that's not the way to achieve, oh my god, that's not the way to achieve success. Or it can be a way to achieve like seeming success in one way of life and completely destroying something else. Like talking like billionaires without friends, family, and with depression. There are cases like that. They like absolutely worked hard. Do they achieve success? Yes and no in the same time. It depends on your goals. And they are people who, yeah, also work hard. I work hard, kind of. But yeah, it's also a lot of fun, like doing what I'm doing for many hours per like every day. Yeah, so that depends. What do you actually mean by success? That's actually fun to ask yourself, okay, what is success for me, to all of you? Why? Because there's like one thing that is very easy to get. I talk somehow a lot about getting stuck today when manifesting. But there's like one way or one thing that is like absolutely impossible to manifest, and that is a concept. So, happiness, wealth, success, in the situation when you have no idea what that actually stands for you, what that means for you. Because if you want to achieve success, but you don't know what it means for you, how will you know that you achieved it? How will you know that, yeah, it's there? How will you know that it's happening? Another example of freedom, right? My God, like, I want to be free, but what does it mean for you? Again, that was the topic of this live, so if you joined early, there will be a replay. If you're like, oh my God, if you joined late, there will be a replay. Right? Why and what for? Understanding the desires is how you speed up, and yeah, it's how you make this whole process so much easier and faster. Yeah, by understanding what do you truly want and not just, yeah, being there. Okay, thank you so much for watching, for being here. After you watched, yeah, let me know in the comments how you liked it and what topic should I talk about in my next live. One more time, thank you so much and see you again.